All right, all right, all right. What's up, y'all? This is the Jerkmonger coming at you live from Jerkmonger Studios here in Tampa, Florida. Welcome to Epic Doodles number 9. Bum 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 bum. Anyway, I'm looking for my paper, guys. I don't know what to do with it. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna be activating my thing now. I'm waiting. Oh, I think Lafayette is here.
No, not. Shh, quiet.
Shh. Hold on. I gotta turn off my sound here. How come my thing isn't working? Hold on a second. I gotta make sure. I think my speaker's active here.
Beep, boop, boop, beep. It's working now.
Hold on. I messed up. Hold on.
Just can't even. Just sometimes.
Did I not plug this in? Hold on. See, I'm such a moron.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I got the speaker. Default. I'm gonna go with. All right, now no one can hear us double timing. Kevin Summers, what's going on, man? Heck, what's up, dog? All right. Everybody good? Everybody good?
Oh, yeah, I think everybody's okay.
You ready for some epic doodles, dog?
Yeah, what are you gonna doodle?
I don't know. Not really sure. I'm gonna get my pencil out first. Gee whiz, I don't have anything ready.
What makes it so epic, would you say?
Well, because I'm drawing it, bro.
I know. That right there. That was the answer I was looking for.
Well, it's like this, man. It kind of goes along with the Jerkmonger commentary that I use sometimes. And it sounds like it's like, really like, hey, ha. All right, hold on. I'm going to turn on my camera here. You have your camera active? All right.
Yeah, I know it's working.
All right. Okay. I'm going to pull out my pencil damage here.
I did watch. Okay, first of all, I did catch. Was it this morning? Or was it last night? The whole the Comicsgate crew was online.
Okay.
That was last night. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of it happens almost every night.
But there was a bunch of people on, right? Last night? Or was it this morning? No, it was last night.
I can't. Was I on there?
You weren't saying anything. You were just drawing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Caught that. And then I watched a little bit of your doodles this morning.
Okay. What you think?
You were ranting. Yeah, you were saying some weird and wild stuff.
Was I loud?
No, you were going on about last night, weren't you?
Not last night. Not last night, actually.
Oh, there was another conversation. Oh, okay. Was there another? Was that this morning?
Well, so sorta. I guess I caught on to it later on. There's a chat that we're all part of, and there was some topic came up that an individual was making some comments, and unfortunately the individual that it is, and I don't want to name any names because it's not that important, but the person that I'm talking about, he's not really, he's got some things he's working out, and this is what happens when you have like the world the world is able to talk to you, anyone from anywhere, any walk of life. This person, I believe, is a good person in their heart, but that we're all my whole thing. Hey, John, how are you, sir? My whole thing is I think some people are too used to, we've all gotten too used to this how do I say this, with the way that we handle social media is just is so broad, and it's so how else to say it, we take this stuff for granted, that we can just talk about whatever we want to talk about. What's up, comic book Bob? And trusty sidekick. Ooh, Johnny Carson, classic. Really? Johnny Carson? Okay.
He was talking about my weird and wild wacky voice.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's pretty good. I haven't heard him in a long time. Anyway,
he's dead. Okay. I haven't heard him in a long time. I mean, come on.
He is dead.
Oh my God.
But you're alive.
But anyway, so I was listening and I hear what you were saying. I mean, I'll be honest, I was watching last night and it gets a little carried away,
Well, okay, so some of the things that you may not be aware of with this this topic, gosh, it always comes to this.
I mean, let's keep it short though. Let's keep it.
Yeah, yeah. I can only be on for another 30 minutes or so.
I'll
So
give it like 5-10 minutes.
okay, okay. So the whole thing with this discussion on Comicsgate is that there's a separation. It's really started as a consumer revolt, right? So it's all these customers saying, "Hey, I don't like what you're doing with my favorite comics. I wish it was the way it used to be. Can we get back to just having fun, right? And if that's what it used to be was it was fun, then that's what we want to get it back to. And I don't disagree with that. In fact, I also believe that we're here for the customers. And then what happens is that over on the Twitters, people start getting into arguments, including the professionals who are selling their product to the customers, and they started saying that there's just this crazy war between like people dropping f-bombs and screw you this and all this stuff, and they're just talking to each other like they're insane. And where I come from, the customer's always right. That doesn't mean the customer's always right. It just means we take the position that we want to make sure that you get what you want, and we certainly don't look to attack people personally, but that's kind of what's been going on. And if that's what's been going on, I'm certainly against that, right? So I want to see, and I'm coming at this not as someone who's necessarily been affected that way by that kind of conversation. I think that, but I am coming from from the perspective of I'm totally in support, and I have been for a long time, of independent comics and people doing their own thing outside of because the narrative is that you can only be somebody, do something if you're part of the big two. Let me read this chat real quick. Let's see. Oops, I can't. Don't you hate when your cursor disappears and you can't see it on your screen? Here we go. Comic Book Bob says it's too easy over social media to dehumanize. We reduce people to a short stream of words. We forget that that's a person on the other end. I agree with that, Comic Book Bob. Rex Warden says my issue was character assassination instead of development. I agree with that too. Comic Book Bob says, I agree to disagree. Civility and patience suffer, and we need to get back to that. I agree with that as well. I think you agree with that too, don't you, Lafayette?
It's like you said earlier, the customer is always right. So, like, if you want to badmouth a creator or you want to badmouth, how you and I talked about this. We don't need 20 Spider-Mans, right? But then again, there's somebody that likes Spider-Man number 17, right? So that customer is right, because I don't care for, Scarlet Spider, but I don't buy Scarlet Spider. So I'm not going to tell you it's stupid because I don't buy it. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no point of trashing or bad-mouthing anything. Just don't buy it, or don't, It's like somebody that once told me, I don't like the Beatles. And I was like, wait, what? You don't like the Beatles? Oh, I never liked their music.
Yeah, that was me. No, I'm just
okay. So that's you. Okay, so, but you know what I mean? I'm not going to go, what are you, stupid? Why not? Oh, because you're this, you're that, and you don't like, because you probably like this. And it's fine. You don't like the Beatles. Okay, cool. I mean, I listen to a lot of hip hop, but people say they don't like rap. I'm not going to oh, then I can't talk to you. No, cool, whatever. Right. You do you. It's that's what a problem is. And when I watched last night's Comicsgate little gathering, a lot of it comes off like you're part of one group and I'm part of another group, so you can't come to my side, and I'm like, well, I mean, that's not, somebody might like Cyberfrog, but somebody might not like let's say Art T Bear, which I always thought I thought his name was Thybert the whole time.
I think I'm still gonna call him Thybert because I don't.
Yeah, right. That's what I call him. But somebody might not like his remastered black and white. Are they not gonna? Okay, then you can't come to our group. You know what I mean? No, it's like, come on. I mean, you're right about one thing. Consumer is always right, no matter what. Like, because the consumer pick and chooses what he hates and what he likes and what he spends his money on. Like.
Well, I just want to be clear though, and this is coming from the conversation. Every conversation I have with anyone, I would say this. First of all, Comicsgate is not a particular group. The show is called Comicsgate Live, but it's not. That's not who Comicsgate is. Everybody that's involved that wants this sort of.
Yeah. Everybody, more or less, like you said, wants the freedom of independence and they can do the book they want to do. They're not guided by a social, commentary. You know what I mean? They're not. driving their story because this group of people is upset about one thing, so you have to appease them.
That,
Like,
but that being said, there are some things happening from a sales standpoint, and this is where a lot of the critics of Marvel, in particular, DC doesn't seem to have as much of a problem, although they seem to be going this way. And this is also kind of tied into some of the arguments that people make about some of the movies that we talk about and the way we talk about them. Let me see. Just remember that SJWs don't buy products they demand, so they're not customers, consumers. Okay, Rex, I hear you, but the reality is, well, okay, before I get into all that, again, I don't want to make every time we get out together, guys, a thing about this, because this is called Epic Doodles, not Epic
well, you
Trash
don't
Talk.
have to no
No,
less
no, no.
go on about that.
I do want to address it though, and I will say this: that there are people who say things like, we that they're not selling us much stuff, and the comics that we love growing up, the characters are shifting because of things. Now, I would say I will add to this idea. I'm going to add this idea to this whole thing. I think that it doesn't matter at this point, guys, and this is for everybody in my chat right now. We got 17 people watching, which I appreciate you guys. By the way, if you like the stuff we're talking about, if you like anything I'm saying, or if you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead and hit down. I'm not gonna be hurt. But am I drawing Sleepwalker? No, I'm just usually I start off with no nose guys here. No,
Hey, that's the guy from your book, isn't it? From
he has been in my stories before, but I just changed.
well, yeah, you were dueling him a couple days ago, wasn't he? You were dueling him in oh sheesh, what's the name of the book now? It's not coming to me. Come on, fill me in here.
You talking about
Sasquatch.
Bubba Squatch?
There
Oh,
we go.
not quite, not quite. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. There's a. We're gonna get to that soon.
You just don't like noses.
I don't, because
that's why you listen to a lot of Michael Jackson music.
pretty much, and I have allergies.
Yeah, I figured it was those two things.
Thank you, Mr. Piner. I appreciate you letting everybody know. Guys, I do have a black and red Indiegogo campaign going right now. It is, if you type in Elliot Fernandez at Indiegogo, you'll see it, or you can click the link that Mr. Piner is putting there. I am at 973%. I'd like to get to 1,000% funded, that just so I can have that in my back pocket. It's not a crazy amount of money, but it's pretty cool to say that.
Yeah,
anyway,
pretty cool.
If you guys are interested in that artwork that I've been doing lately, I'd be happy to share that with you guys, and you can say, hey, I was part of the Jerkmonger Nation and getting that.
There we go. Before we get into the craziness, let's run through some comments here. Kevin Summers says, do an epic Venom doodle.
Oh, an epic Venom doodle? I could do that.
Dennis Paruch, I hope I got your name right. What's the drawn and quartered subject tonight? Well, epic doodle. So you suggested maybe it might be drawn there.
I don't know. That's the thing where we go. There's a competition. There's one of the guys that as part of our little family over here. He's goes by, his name is Mike S. Miller. He has a thing called
Mike Miller.
He does a thing called drawn and quartered, where a bunch of us get together and we have this a friendly competition, which I won last week.
Oh, but congratulations!
I'm going to argue this though, because I want to be able to put my stuff on there, but for crying out loud, why did I have to pay for a print to get sent out to Australia? How did I win that? I wasn't winning. I lost.
Wait, you won?
I won.
To pay something?
I have to. Yeah, the winner's supposed to send to a random one of his followers, but I'm going to ask that he at least put our information for our projects in the description.
Very interesting. All right, so of course we got John. John is, as you said, go check out the book Black. It's Black and Red art book. Check that out. The link is in the group chat. We got a lot of stuff about civility and and so forth. And yeah. Oh, Rex is good. Rex says, I follow Donald Trump, EVS, RCM, Mombot, IMC, and others. I'm blocked by pretty much all of media for doing that. You know what though? These are your choices. You decide, and as long as you're okay with them, then it's all on you.
Yeah. I agree. And like I was saying earlier, guys, so just make a high-res version, email it to him so he can get it printed himself. That's what I say, comic, but that's the problem, is Mike doesn't, did something else. Like 6 issues and he is done with it. Mike did a Transformer book for like 6 issues and he is done with it.
Oh,
he's done with it, like, because he's angry? I don't know.
Yep.
So anyway, man, like I said, there are legitimate. Listen, people can be angry about whatever they want to be angry about, but I will agree with everybody in this chat that's saying things like, "Let's just chill." At the end of the day, if we're not careful, we're going to put ourselves in a situation. Like, and I really don't want to do that. Before I got in, I made a very conscious decision that I don't want to be engaged in those sorts of battles that are unnecessary. Now, like I said before, if people come after me or my family or my friends, and we'll have that conversation. If it's a legitimate threat, I'm not talking about just people talking. I don't care what people say. That's them. They're dumb. But you got to decide for yourself what you want to get involved in. And I say, just relax and don't let it get to the point where it's all consuming. That's all.
And that's it. That's pretty. I mean, exactly it. I can't sit here and pick a side. Oh, I'm with this or I'm with that or this group or that group. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, then that's it. That's just how I view it. Like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, it's like, okay, like, Rex, he follows Donald Trump. He probably voted for Donald Trump. Nothing wrong with that. I didn't, but I follow Donald Trump on Twitter because it is hilarious. He amuses me. I mean, and that's just it. I mean, if he was more, I guess, the best way to put it, I guess if he was more grown up in a sense, I don't know. It's kind of odd to say that, right? About a 72-year-old man.
Yeah, well,
He would be viewed as honestly be viewed as a great president because he's done some things like that people will take notice, but because of his actions or the way he responds to it's more like his response to things. You know what I mean? Like he's quick to just respond to something real quick.
Well, and to that point, I think that's his deal, man. And
Yeah, and that's just it. It's the same as comics. That's his deal. You like it or you don't like it. You know what I mean?
right. And then
That's it.
yeah. So I feel like the part that gets us derailed is when we get derailed, when we start to fight over things. And I think that hurts the situation. And I think it hurts us, man, as those of us who I'm not obviously um Lafayette is not necessarily aligning himself with this idea of comics gate. I already have, so I'm in. So I'm fine with it because I'm not losing any sleep over this nonsense. But I think it's important though because I have identified myself as part of this community, whether people see my disposition or recognize my disposition or not. It's important that we police ourselves and we say, hey man, this is not cool. If no one should be fighting at that level, getting to the point where it's again, it's just comics, guys. But I realize at the same time that there are some themes going on in here where people feel very passionate about, and I say there are better ways to win those. If your goal is to win an argument, um I think you need to be, first of all, you got to decide what's the purpose of the win. If your goal is to win an argument, then you got to decide, is it going to be for bragging rights, like this drawn and quartered thing? Or is it going to be that you actually want to convince someone and affect a change that's positive? If you think that your position is positive, and maybe your position is positive, maybe it isn't positive. And that's the other part of it. Be careful that when you start to claim positions that are so staunch, we don't know. Like someone said earlier, there are people on the other side, whether you find them distasteful or not, they're people too. They're human beings, and they may be confused, or maybe they're not confused. Maybe we're confused. But I think for the most part, I can speak for myself that I feel good about this community. I feel good about the purpose of this, the porpoise, the dolphin of this community.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about us trying to do something positive for comic books in general, for storytelling, for individuals producing their own content. I'm all supportive of that. Um, Now, again, I haven't. No one's gone after my children like they have for some of the people in this group, which is, I think, part of the reason why some of those guys are really angry, Lafayette, because some
Which is
people.
crazy.
That's nuts, man.
It's crazy. Like, you know how stupid that sounds. Oh my god.
It does sound stupid, but it happened, and people have gone into people's personal uh, affairs and their finances and trying to out them on just like everything that's going on today, man. Everybody's getting outed for something. It's crazy. I just saw that news report about Bill Cosby going to prison for, like, oh my gosh, it's crazy what's going on anymore. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that look what's happened to us. Look what's happened to us. And maybe this is those times that some people talk about in the end, towards in the Bible, it talks about the days where everything that's in the dark will come to light, you know? And so
Yeah, it's
if you're going to be
like,
that kind of person, be careful what you put out there,
yeah,
especially if your words are divisive or inflammatory or as I called it earlier, incendiary. You just want to try to drop a bomb just to drop a bomb. Well, be careful.
yeah.
The explosion will come.
So true. So let's head back to the group chat. We got 29 people. So if you like Elliot's YouTube live videos, hit the little bell and it'll notify you when he's live on YouTube.
That's true. That's true.
Um,
Like it if you like it, and if you don't like it, I understand.
if
My
you
heart.
don't like it, yeah,
My
write
heart.
it a letter. Send it. Just send it to a random address.
So Sean Tillman here says, so Elliot, I guess he's saying I know you, but who is the other guy? Also, with the Jordan Quarter winners, it doesn't have to be a male print. As the winner of the first print, me and Gary worked the deal. Okay, well, that's not how I saw it. That's not how I heard it. So, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Let's see here. So who are you, Lafayette? Tell us about yourself.
Yes, so I'm 40 years old. I'm 5'11". I don't like walks on the beach. So Elliot and I, we've basically been like Instagram. I mean, for a while. When he did the videos, I'd jump in and make smart ass comments but I draw, and you'll see like little doodles on the screen. That's my Wolverine. I got a little pencil sketch of 3 lovely super women's. So I go to conventions, I sell prints. You saw some prints I put up already: Spawn, Luke Cage, Daredevil, through this little segment. Basically that's it. I just, I'm a freelance artist. I draw a comic book called Canada Bear. I'm just more or less like to just hear my own voice. That's all.
Well, he's right. He's definitely a friend of mine now. We've been buddies for a while, and I've always appreciated his sense of humor. He always made me crack up just with his words. The fact that you can do that with words, man, is perfect. You're really pretty brilliant. And so we've been buddies for a while, and I always depended on you to come on board and throw some humor at me, especially when things were can get a little tough sometimes, especially with the
You
questions.
gotta shake it up. You gotta shake it up. Yeah. Cross Comics says, "Are you Canadian?" Yes, I was born in Kitchener, Ontario, which is about an hour from Toronto. I live in LA, Los Angeles, California. I am a Canadian. I am not a U.S. citizen, but yes, I voted in every election in the U.S. So don't tell anyone.
Dude, you're from Canada?
I am from Canada. The funny money. Yeah.
No, we can't be friends. No, we're good. We're good.
But yeah, it's and if you want to hit me up on Instagram, it's LAFFYETTE. It's mainly just art. You'll see my sketch pages, my layouts of Canada Bear, my layouts of stuff I have coming out at cons, and a lot of just, I like to show the more behind the scenes stuff. People really like. I love that stuff. When artists show me their pencils and their breakdowns, I like that stuff. So so I pay it forward.
Well, you know what? Do me a favor. When we're done here, I'll just message me your that information so I can put it into the description. So I'll make sure I support you, brother.
Oh, for sure. Muchas gracias.
De nada, my friend. De nada.
Yes.
Sometimes my favorite movie quote. Well, not my favorite movie quote, but almost my favorite movie quote. I'm looking for a man who calls himself Bucho. Are you seeing him? And that's because I just did a little Spanish accent there.
Yeah, it sounded like it though.
So because I like that guy. That was Antonio Banderas in Desperado.
Yes, and the lead bad guy in that movie, Bucho, is a Portuguese. So
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Just like myself.
Well. It turns out that you are a very international man. I love it. I love it very much. So, all right, let's see. People are talking. Have you ever hears of James Reyes? He's an awesome comic artist up there in Canada. He doesn't know everybody in Canada.
Not true. No. As Canadians, we have to call each other. You have to call 8 Canadians a day every month. I actually called James last night, and James like, "Don't talk to me right now. I'm drawing." And I was like, "Sorry, James. I apologize." So I do know James. I do. So, you know.
Oh, see,
But very
that's
true.
uh,
You're right. I don't know. I don't know.
when I first moved to Tampa years ago. Uh, he I start this at this ninth. I was ninth grade when that's when I got here to Florida, and this guy comes up to me. He was like way back in this weird whole other thing, man. He had a duck tail and Adidas suit, and I'm like, it's 1987, but come on, man. Weird. That was like 6 years before that. So he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, man, I heard you from New York." I said, "Yeah, I'm from New York, from the Bronx." He goes, "Yeah. Do you know Jose?" I said, "What?" "Yeah, Jose." I said, "Man, I know 1,000 Jose's. What are you talking about?"
Right?
Oh, it was good times. It was
The
good times.
best. I loved. You know what I loved? I love the name Jesus. It's my favorite name.
Hey, Seuss.
You know, because when I see it, like, because I work, you know, I'm a salesperson for Rockstar Energy, and I go to a lot of Mexican grocery stores in LA, and a lot of employers are named Jesus, and I always think to myself, yeah, your parents just had the balls to name you Jesus. Like, that is good. You know,
Oh, oh.
you know, it's like, okay, nothing wrong with it, but I'm like, wow. Okay.
There was a building. Well, the church I went to growing up in the Bronx, it was over. Yeah, nobody knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, there was a building next to it that had the name on the house, the home. Like I don't know why they put their name on the home. It was Jesus, and I remember all I could think was blasphemy. It's blasphemy. And
Right.
but it turns out it was just some guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't really Jesus. Nor was he claiming to be Jesus. Not that Jesus, at least. Yeah. So it was all right. I got over it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, because, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I don't
Because
think, yeah.
these days, if it was today, I wouldn't have gotten over. I would have had a monster Twitter campaign. I would have assaulted him and mischaracterized his family.
The only proper response, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it would have happened. But it didn't.
Yeah.
It was 1980s or 70s.
Yeah, no. So let's go back to Comic Book Bob says that James in Canada does a TV show doing art projects for kids. Well, James, I know he's blowing up, but here's the thing, Comic Book Bob. I don't live in Canada anymore. I haven't lived there since 1985.
That's awesome.
Now, nothing against it. I think it's great you're informing me about my fellow Canadians and what they're up to. I just don't know anything about Canada, but except for that they still play hockey and they like maple syrup.
Do they like maple syrup?
Oh, you know why maple syrup's the best maple? You know why it's better than syrup here?
Why?
Because Canada maple syrup is pure, straight from the tree sap. There's nothing added to it. So when you buy maple syrup in a store, the reason why Canadian maple syrup is always more expensive is because it's non-filtered, pure sugar cocaine.
I was gonna say, man, you're really selling this. This is, I mean, hyper sold. This is. I was expecting something a little more scientific.
No, it's just cocaine in a tree. You would think Colombians were just chopping down trees, but no, they haven't caught on yet.
No, see, and that's their loss. Okay, that's their loss.
And Canada's gain.
Yep. But Cross Comics says he's your fellow Canadian.
I see that. I see a fellow Canadian. I think his real name is Rick, if I recall. Hey, Rick, what's up? I'll call you later. I'm pretty sure you're on my list for tonight, the 8. So, wouldn't that be hilarious stuff? They was like in Finland, they had to call each other. Like, here's your random 8, and it was sent to you like by courier and you call.
Dude, you're killing me.
Hey, Stacy, what are you doing tonight?
It'd be messed up if they had to do that in Puerto Rico because I don't speak Spanish very well. I'd be like, hey,
that's it.
Hello,
right? Oh, quiero what? Tacos? What? Yeah, I mean, I got, you know, it's funny because people think I'm Mexican, so I'll walk into a store and they'll talk to me like a mile a minute in Spanish, and then I just give them this blank stare, and they always go, "Do you not understand what I'm saying?" And I go, "Well, clearly you speak English, and so do I." and then they get so upset and they just walk away. And I'm like, what
Oh,
happened?
man. I tell you what, man, I went to, so it's no secret if anyone's seen a picture of me. I was gonna post something, or my buddy Andy took a picture while I was working at the Starbucks on a commission, and I look like my dad now, and my dad looks like he's from the Middle East. So that, and this is not me being racist at all. This is just hilarious. So I went to this gas station one time near my home where there's a post office in there, like they take parcels and stuff. So I'm in this place, and there was an older man that was different from the normal young guy that's there, who always talks to me, and this man starts to talk to me in Arabic. So I said, "I'm sorry," and he just continued, right? And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. He said, I thought you were from Turkey." I said, "No, no, no, no. I'm just Puerto Rican."
You
Just
know,
Puerto
it's
Rican.
funny. I get the same thing. If I grow a beard out, I am
Yeah.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah. That used to happen to me at the airport. I used to get more tension from TSA because when I had this really long beard, and you know,
Oh,
it was frightening to some people.
it's interesting when you go to the airport and you see people get picked out of line for that reason.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because you're kind of like, why not pick, I don't know, you're not going to pick, like, say, an Asian guy. It's always the dark bearded fella.
That's why
You know?
I would pretend to be even more American than I was. I mean, I'm already American, but I'd be even more American, like super American. I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, man? What's up, dog? Yeah."
Wow.
Yeah.
I like how that's your super American. Mine is like, hey, man, you like being beef jerky? I roll my sleeves up on Sunday night.
That would have been better. I didn't think of it that way. I took the see, that's what happens when you're from the Bronx. You just kind of take the low road there.
Well, the bad part is a Canadian knows more to be American than an American.
Is that it? Is that what
Yeah.
it is?
Yep.
Well, some would say I'm not even American. Some would say I'm actually Puerto Rican.
Yeah. What? From
What?
were you born in Puerto Rico?
No,
And
I
is
was
it?
not. I was not.
And
So I genuinely am American.
I know. What are you trying to do?
I know. Well, it's just because it's easy to classify me as such, but in reality, I'm actually what they would call a New Yorican. And I was trying to say, how we say we're Puerto Riqueño, but I'm not Puerto Riqueño. So I'm trying to find the easy way to say New Yoriqueño. Oh, I just did it. That was a tongue twister for me for like a week. I was trying to figure that out.
Congratulations.
I just said it twice now, and I feel better.
Let's go back to the comment section. This one's good. You ready for this?
Yep.
Cross Comic says, you got my name right. My name is Rick.
Well, you're on his list to call, so
I am going to call him. Hey, Rick, hope you're up a little later. Here, John, who's a moderator, says, check out a friend of mine's book, Low Life. It's post-apocalyptic, great artwork, and always delivers. And there's a link in the Indiegogo campaign, so check that out. 4432 Heck just says la 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 la.
Heck is also a fellow Latino.
Oh, very nice.
We're all Latinos.
We got Alika Spain says, yeah, it was like that when I lived in Spanish Harlem. He's talking about how people confuse you with this and that and this.
Yeah,
I assume that's what he's talking about. And then we got Get Detective Dead Crimson Moon here, and there's an Indiegogo campaign. So everybody check out the Indiegogo campaigns in the chat room. If you don't, just check it out. If you don't care to purchase it, that's fine. Just give it a glance. That's all. Just give it a, give it a gander.
That's it. A gander.
Yeah.
Give it a goose. Give it a gander.
Yeah. This is no different than when Rick invites me to his house for Thanksgiving, which is actually in October in Canada. Thanks, Rick.
This is true. So what helped me with this? Because I've always wondered. I'm glad, Lafayette, that we are friends. So, because I can ask you questions like this. I don't know very many Canadians. And when I do, we don't talk about this sort of stuff. What is the celebration of Thanksgiving for in Canada?
Okay, this is going to sound weird. Okay, so just bear with me.
Okay.
But the reason they celebrate it in October is because that when they had their very first NHL hockey game.
What?
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't really know the reason. I just made it.
You got me.
Yeah,
You
I
got
think they. I think they just. I think it has to do with the English coming over, because that's pretty much, if you get their money, the Queen's all over the money. Like, everything is Queen related. So I think it ties into that. But I mean, I could just be making things. Rick probably knows. Rick, fill us in.
That's perfect. Sean says the both of y'all have good chemistry. Very entertaining. This pairing should be a regular thing. I agree. I agree, and that's why Lafayette is always invited to my live streams here, so we can chop it up.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It's good times. It's like chopping it up like they do on the Food Channel. I like when they
Oh.
chop things up in the Food Channel.
Next, you know what? If we do a show tomorrow, I will do a live demonstration of chopping things up.
What? I'd like to see that. It would be so delicioso.
And it's going to be by request. So anybody in the chat room can just name things and I'll chop them up.
Yeah.
It can be not food. I mean, I'm anything.
Could be a tin can.
Oh, that'd be interesting. With my hand, though. I didn't mention that either.
Remember the Ginsu commercials where they would use the Ginsu knife on the tin can, and then it's like, look, it cuts a tin can and still cuts a tomato.
Oh yeah, I love those commercials.
Hey, in honor of the Transformers trailer, I'd like to do my impression of Optimus Prime. Can we do that?
No. Of course you can.
It's my show. So here I go. You ready? He clears his throat a lot. Autobots, transform and roll out. Is that all right?
That sounds just actually like that sounds just like it. Actually,
if you closed your eyes, you saw Optimus. Right
now, I'm pretty sure he never clears his throat. He's a robot.
Well, it's true. It's true.
But we didn't even get to talk about the trailer last time. So let's just break that down in the last 5 minutes here.
Yeah. Talk about the trailer. I'm excited about that trailer, bro. I'm excited.
It is so 80s glory. I mean, the movie does take place in the 80s.
Yes, it does. Of course it does.
Not as good that time. But I just hope it has the. I mean, because
wait a minute. That's not even what it sounds like. It's.
No, mine's better because mine is dub.
If you can spell it, it's not right. It's not right.
That is true, though.
Yeah. No, man, dude. Okay, so everyone's telling me, this is what Mike told me. Mike told me that wasn't Starscream in that first trailer. It was actually, it was supposed to be Blitzwing or something like that. Which I'm going to say nay. I think that's just that's a hoax. I think, well, supposedly he shows up in a different trailer, but the second one. But man, it looks good, right? How about Soundwave with Ravage Eject?
Yeah, I mean, they have it right. I mean, everything in that is correct. Nothing is wrong in that preview. Like the worst thing in the preview is Bumblebee, and that's not saying it's wrong. It's just everybody else looks cooler than him.
You're right. It's kind of cool that they're and of course he looks like the little thing, the car, the Volkswagen Bug. I think it's going to be awesome, man. I it's hard to say that anymore because I'm always disappointed by something. But you know me, I'm pretty hard on these movies. But to be honest, it could just be that trailer extended with a bunch more images, and I'd pay $10 to just see that over and over again.
Well, you know what's really cool though is the scenes with all the other Transformers and Decepticons. We don't want to forget them.
Did you see Shockwave?
Yeah, like with Shockwave and so forth. That you can tell that all takes place on Cybertron. Like you could tell it does.
Yeah, it actually kind of reminded me of the game. Remember the Fall of Cybertron or whatever?
Yes. So that's what I always thought they should have done with the Michael Bay movies. Is in one of the movies, just give us a Cybertron movie, make it badass, and go from there.
They tried though. I guess they were trying to give us and they still are doing this, by the way. They're still trying to implement or put in a human element for us to be able to connect with, I think.
Oh, I mean, you have to. I mean, you have to have John Cena in it. Just it makes sense.
He doesn't look like he's right in there. He's the only. Okay, I'm going to rescind my last comment about the worst thing in the trailer. I think he's the worst thing in the trailer.
Oh wow, that is harsh.
Yeah, I don't think he's that great.
He's like a 15-time champion.
But you can't see me. You can't see
No,
me.
I didn't see him in the trailer. People talk about, did you see John Cena? I'm like, what are you talking about?
I can't see him. I can't see him.
Yeah, so I mean that will never get old because yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, guys, it looks like it's getting close. I'm gonna have to kind of prepare my soul and my very essence for this big duel that's coming up. I want to thank my co-host and partner in crime here, Lafayette Acevedo, for chilling with me. See how I said your name, like a little bit with an American twang to it.
It's a little fancy,
right? I like, sometimes it helps me relate to the traditional Americans, because
us Canadians don't think that way.
Also, yes, there you go. You put your information there. Well, make sure that you send it to me later on, so I can. If you have any other spots, man, I'll be happy to include that here. He is part of the Jerkmonger Nation, a captain in the nation, and I just want you guys to know that. Give my man some love, show him some support. Until next time, my friends. Until the next epic doodles, I bid thee all adieu.
Have a good night.